So I am working on a novel that is based on one of the poems that I'm writing. That poem, of course, is The Banner of the Broken Cross, divided into 13 different books or sections. And this is what I'm going to read now is basically the prologue to the novel, the first novel in the series. So without further interruption, I'm just going to start with this. So, The Banner of the Broken Cross in the Storm of the Worlds by Joseph Leo Hickey III. Prologue. Bard Prophet unpacked his loot at the medieval tavern in the 11th century tavern in London. With confidence, his fingers gripped the loot, and with a smile he began the tale of his song, which was the story of the Storm of the Worlds, a local legend which he was convinced was real, but of course no one believed his stories. In the beginning, he began to sing, there was darkness, and then there was the light filling and creating the worlds. There was also turmoil and destruction, mighty tidal waves that connected these worlds together. There were vicious creatures who inhabited the Storm of the Worlds, the passageway in dreams that connects all worlds together. In the beginning, people went to and fro across the worlds of the Storm of the Worlds through the storm. But alas, not so anymore. The war in heaven severed this bridge, and now all that remains is darkness, where the spiritual bridge to this place should be. In the midst of the darkness, there was a dominion. Once the mighty third king of hell, now the eighth king. His lust for power unmatched by none but the devil himself. Sought after the Storm of the Worlds, knowing its power, but he could not enter it. After all his attempts, he was foiled every time he tried. The only ones who were able to enter the storm were the chosen ones, dreamers who desire no power and could be trusted with this experience. At night, the visions would come to them, and they would at first see the Storm of the Worlds, great and terrifying ocean that they would wade through until the lightning would strike, and they would find themselves in one of these strange worlds, all connected by the hub of the Storm of the Worlds. These chosen ones were entrusted with the preservation of the worlds, where evil waits to intrude and control all worlds. When the now eighth king of hell fell from heaven, he lusted for souls to deceive and to wage war. In ancient Egypt, there lived a cruel duchess, Catherine, who had slain her political enemies after inviting them to dinner. The eighth king had watched her and followed her every move, waiting for the moment to possess her, and he consumed her soul, forcing her to kill those who were close to her and to seize control of her kingdom. And there were some who resisted, and called for aid. War consumed Egypt under the rule of Catherine until David, the king, wearing his magical crown, defeated Catherine and banished Catherine and the dominion, the demon, to separate universes, where they wait until this day, because we must always be vigilant, lest the darkness consume us, unaware as sleeping victims. A man in the crowd, Thomas Ainlings, listened with rapt attention. He had never known a day of warfare in his life, but was told from a young age that he would need to be cautious against the darkness. He caught Bard Prophet as he was leaving the pub and asked him, "Sir, you have so much knowledge." "Yes," Bard Prophet replied, "more than one man can bear, it would seem." "How did you become so wise?" Thomas asked. "Through much suffering and patience suffering at that," Bard Prophet retorted. "Have you seen it? The Storm of the Worlds?" Thomas eagerly asked. Bard Prophet smiled. "There are many things a man wishes he has not seen." "Do you ever fear things that might happen if that dreadful king seeks after this world again?" Thomas asked with a fear crackling in his voice. "No world is safe from his wrath." The Bard Prophet smiled and walked away. Thomas would never see him again. And that's the end of the prologue. Every week, I think I'm gonna release a new chapter in the book series. There might be a few weeks where we take off because the books all have 40 chapters for the most part, and there are 52 weeks in a year. So it'll be like chapter a week, and then basically 10 weeks where there's no reading. But basically, the idea is to consistently work on this until after a period of 10 years, more like 13 years, though, the book series is completed. It'll be 13 books, so hopefully everyone will enjoy this. It's going to get intense, so that's all I wanted to say. Thanks for listening.